These are the captured Showa soldiers from the Battle of Khalkhin Gol. Every single day, they were forced to undergo health checks by the Red Army. If anyone showed signs of frostbite, they were dragged straight to the cremation furnace. The prisoners begged for mercy, saying they could still work, but their bodies were burned, and the heat was used to keep the living warm. The ashes scattered across the fields of Siberia to fertilize potatoes. It's hard to imagine how ruthless the Red Army was toward these captives. Those who got sick were thrown off cliffs. Anyone caught stealing was hanged. If you talked back, you were beaten to death. If you fought, you were executed on the spot. If you had frostbite, you were burned alive. Yet many of them faced death with a smile, because those who survived would experience suffering so extreme, they envied the dead. But the worst part wasn't just the physical abuse. The Red Army wanted to destroy their beliefs too. The prisoners kept repeating, "We are not war criminals, but we were the ones who started the war. We repay the Red Army's kindness with hard labor." Later, the highest-ranking officer among the prisoners was forced to stomp on their own national flag. But at that moment, the officer reminded the Red Army of the Geneva Convention, meaning no one could be forced to do anything against their will. He even acted like he was still in charge, as if he forgot who really held the power. The Red Army just stood there, silently watching their prisoner pretend to have authority. What came next was brutal. They beat him savagely and left him exposed outdoors in -48-degree weather. But they didn't execute him right away. They wanted him to live long enough to watch his beliefs collapse, piece by piece. But the true nightmare for the prisoners was yet to come. -40-degree temperatures, thin, worn-out clothing, forced to work 20 hours a day, doing the hardest, most exhausting labor, leaving them with no strength or will to even consider rebellion or escape. And to make matters worse, the Red Army assigned CX people to manage the Showa captives. At that time, CX was still a colony under RB. Many of these CX overseers had been forced into military service by RB. In the army, they were treated as the lowest class, humiliated, abused, sent to the front lines as cannon fodder. You can imagine how eager these CX overseers were to make the Showa prisoners long for death, but they were careful not to injure them too badly, because every wounded captive meant less labor output. Anyone who couldn't endure this so-called stability and tried to escape faced the harshest punishment: their bodies thrown straight into the cremation furnace. That year, the cold Siberian air carried the scent of cherry blossoms. Countless Showa soldiers were buried forever in this frozen land.